Rayo Vallecano then taking all 3 points. Just taking a look then at how Barca stand in the table with the departure of Ronald Koeman. They currently sit 9th. Only 6 points adrift actually at the top of the table. Real Madrid could only manage a 0-0 draw against Osasuna. This is the statement then from Barcelona. FC Barcelona have relieved Ronald Koeman of his duties as first-team coach. The president of the club, Joan Laporta, informed him of the decision after the defeat against Rayo Vallecano. Ronald Koeman will say goodbye to the squad on Thursday at the Ciutat Esportiva. FC Barcelona wishes to thank him for his service to the club and wish him all the best in his professional career. Right then, let's welcome in, shall we, Gab Marcotti and Julien Laurens, as promised. Jules, you mean man, you got him sacked.
It's a bit late for my liking, but it's still the right decision to make from Laporta, from Barcelona. This was not working. Of course, they could have scored a goal or two today. There's that penalty. Sergio Aguero had some chances. The score and the result could have been different. But it's not just on tonight's game and tonight's defeat at Rayo Vallecano. It's everything that's happened since he arrived, pretty much. The fact that there's no cohesion in that team, there's no structure, there's no fluidity. And I think there's a point where they were not going forward. And it's a club in crisis financially that needs results and that needs to play better than that on the pitch. And you can't just keep a guy that you know is not going to improve your team, improve your players, especially the young ones. And I think, again, like we've said many times on the show, they needed to change, and they finally made the decision today.
Why did it take this long to come to this decision, Gab?
I genuinely don't know. And look, you guys might all disagree with me, but I don't like the way this decision was made. There's no question Koeman was not doing a good job. He wasn't doing a good job last season, wasn't doing a good job this season. And sure, all the injuries and the financial situation, but there's other people who do a better job with this young group of players. There's no question about that. However, I absolutely hate it when clubs go and sack somebody an hour after the final whistle. Because you're telling me that if Serginho Dest had scored and if Memphis Depay had put his penalty away, he'd still be in a job. If he's not a good manager, if he's not the right manager, he's not the right manager regardless of whether you beat Rayo Vallecano or not. And what this tells me is there's no plan. I'm okay with this move now happening in this way if they've already been on the phone to Xavi or Marcelo Gallardo or whoever they think is better. But I suspect, honestly, that they haven't, because last time I looked, Xavi had a job at Al Sadd. Marcelo Gallardo had a job at River. So what now? So now you appoint Sergi, who, you know, club legend, whatever. You put him through the ringer. You give him the first team, and you hope for the best. While you go out on a limb, everybody knows you're desperate, and you try to sign somebody. Look, unless Laporta is so clever that he already has a commitment from either Xavi or Gallardo or somebody else, I don't like the way this came about, and to me it makes little sense doing it now in this way.
What sort of task does whoever take over Ali have in store here?
What a task. An impossible task in many ways. Now, here's the thing, and as to why I think it's already too late to be sacking Ronald Koeman. You need to start your process for the future a while back, right? Now, seemingly too late, but it's still a necessary decision, and this is why. People keep telling us that it's a financial decision as to why they kept Ronald Koeman around, because you still got to pay his salary and whatever. But you cannot risk, and this is at risk now, you cannot risk the possibility of this team finishing in a top 4. So how much further down the line do you want to go before you make this decision? And whether the timing of it is not correct in regards to what Gab is saying, well, I guess so. But in the end, this is a results business. And you go from losing El Clásico and then losing away from home against Rayo Vallecano. Where does it stop? At some point, you got to say, you know what, this is untenable. This situation is untenable. We can no longer make decisions held hostage by the fact that, guess what, we're just trying to lose the least amount of money, and so therefore we're going to keep this guy around. In trying to save that money that you're paying Koeman, maybe you risk getting into Champions League. which in the end would be losing more money. So you have to make a decision that sets you up into the future, that sets you up for the future. And so if you're a Barcelona fan, and I know this is hard to do right now, given the decisions made by this club lately, you have to trust that they have a plan in place.
Right.
Otherwise, we'll sit here 6 months from now and we'll have the same conversation.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.